Baby, can I just tell you how that was a whole message? Hello, roses are being bred for how they look instead of what they are. Sometimes it just come on out and be like, come on, speak, preach, preacher. Nobody can get the full experience of you if you are preparing yourself for how you look on the outside and not who you are. It's just a little nugget, just you welcome.
Once in a lifetime's enough, so I blow myself away.
Thank you. Oh, they smell beautiful. Listen, y'all have got to stop lying saying these roses smell beautiful, because you know they don't. You know they don't smell like nothing. Andre 3K said they really smell like boo-boo because they smell like nothing. First, let me show you my bouquet of roses. I have had these, I got these 6 days ago. So they have been rearranged by me a couple of times, but I got them 6 days ago. Oh, by the way, hairstyle inspired by YouTube. Didn't turn out the way I thought it would. We're gonna try it again. But nonetheless, it's okay. It looked good from here, but here, I got a mohawk. Anyway, roses. I went to Europe a few years ago. I had the opportunity to listen, y'all. I'm gonna tell y'all about that a whole another time, but I wanted to go on this trip so bad that I ended up with like a little flip phone that didn't even have a camera. My grandmother's flip phone had a camera, okay? Mine didn't. But my bill was $10 a month, okay? And I saved enough money to take myself to Europe. But anyway, Catherine, I forgot her last name, but Catherine was one of the teachers in my school. She took us to this garden. I forgot the name of the garden. If I remember, I'll pop it in here. But she took us to this garden, you know, that was part of our tour. And she said, just lean in and smell the roses. She said, because in America, they've removed the gene from all of the roses that make them smell like anything. So when you get flowers in the shop, they don't have a scent to it, but smell the roses. And you literally don't even have to lean in. The only reason you would want to lean in is because there are so many roses in this garden and you're getting like all of these different scents hitting you. But you kind of want to like focus in on this one little pink one with the yellow inside. And so you go ahead and you lean in and it's like candy. Like it just smells so sweet. I never smelled roses until then. I've smelled flowers, you know, like different plants like lavender and things like that. It's really sad that in the United States, and probably not just in the United States, you know, I can only speak for the United States because that's where I've lived, but it's kind of sad that roses are being bred for their appearance and you don't get the full experience of a rose. So many of us are not going to ever get the full experience of a rose and have never had it simply because roses are being bred for how they look and not for what they are. Stop lying and telling whoever gave you these roses they smell beautiful, because you know they don't. Sorry. I decided to make this video right after I poured the water out of the vase, but nonetheless, we're going to jump right into it. If you're just getting them from the store, you want to take them out of the plastic and let them breathe. You want to start with a clean vase, obviously. This vase wasn't dirty to begin with. The water was not dirty, so I'm just rinsing it out and starting over. I'm doing warm water because roses like warm water, although they don't like warm spaces. So like no heater, no radiator, no direct sun. They also like a little bit of plant food or sugar. I'll leave a link in the description box where you can go to learn how to make your own flower food. But yeah, we're going to cut off about 1 inch from the bottom of the rose on a 45-degree angle, and I'm doing it under warm water, running that cut under warm water. I read in the pamphlet that came with these roses that running them under warm water when you cut them helps them to absorb or drink the water a little faster. So yeah, that's why we are running up the water bill and destroying the earth. But anyway, pretty roses, gotta have your pretty roses. I started cutting them more than one at a time. So here you see I have two, and I'm showing you that the bottom is brown prior to me cutting it. And then after I cut it, you'll see the color change. It's a lot whiter. Sometimes you'll cut and you'll notice that it's still brown. You might need to cut a little more. That's that angle I was showing you. Every flower is not going to be, like the stem is not going to be the same color. And every flower does require different care. For example, roses and hydrangeas are not going to be required to be cared for the same. So, this does not apply to every flower that you get, but it does apply to your roses. I am more of a plant girl. I love fresh flowers. Don't get me wrong. They're beautiful, but they do die, and that just breaks my little heart. But I like to extend the life of them as long as I can. So this is maintenance that has to be done like every 2 to 3 days. It's just, fresh flowers are a lot of work. Plants are work, but fresh flowers are a lot of work. But yeah, here's a tip for buying roses. If you're buying them for yourself or buying them for someone else, you want to get the ones that have not started to bloom. So the tighter closed they are, like haven't started blooming, they're going to last longer because they get the bloom in your home. So they'll be nice and pretty when you get them or when you give them, and then they'll start to open up. And as you go, every 2 to 3 days, changing your water, snipping off the bottom, they'll just last a little longer. Another tip is to have different sized vases so that as you cut them and they get shorter, they'll still be able to, kind of sit in a vase, because at some point these are going to get a little too short for the neck of this vase. But yeah, so I decided to go through and pull off all of the leaves that were closer to the water, that were going to be closer to the water, because once your leaves get in the water, they get like really nasty and mushy, and it makes the water murky and dirty. So now I am just taking these little green plant things. I don't even know what you call them, but hey, decorative leaves they are today. And I'm using those in the baby's breath and just propping them up in there and kind of arranging it and making them look pretty. But I have had this bouquet for 7 days. Actually, this was day 6, not day 7. Let me not lie. Ooh. And yeah, 6 days going into day 7, and they still look really good. So hope this helps you learn how to take care of your roses just a little better.